Hi everyone, it's John here, and today we'll be reviewing the new EVM benchmark that OpenAI released. So let's check this out. Some days back, these guys released EVM benchmark, February 18th, and I saw it on Twitter. I've always wanted to do a video about it, even though there was quite no time. Then I saw this stuff released by OpenZeppelin, not quite long. And that is really what made me to do this video to examine the EVM benchmark. You know, OpenAI did this along with Paradigm. They put in a lot of work into it, and it's looking quite exciting. OpenZeppelin guys got something to say about it. I've checked it out. I'm not really running it on my machine yet, just looking at it on the surface level, and it kind of looks good. But like now, let's review what the EVM benchmark is all about for security researchers, why everyone should care about how AI is making smart contract auditing or security more effective for all of us, and how we can use AI to do these things better. This video is for you if you're a smart contract security researcher, if you're a smart contract security engineer, if you're a smart contract engineer, or if you're simply an EVM builder or founder. You really have to see this video because there are a lot of mind-blowing things that are really going on with this EVM benchmark. And I'm not just hyping things up. In this video, I will say what the claim the EVM benchmark does. I'll also explain what it can do and where its capabilities are overstated. I won't go ahead of myself. Let's have some fun. If you have some copy, pull it up and let's do this together. So this is the release of OpenAI on the EVM benchmark, and it's all about coming to the smart contract security side of things because they've got to know that, and I think I have to pen this, a huge number of OpenAI customers are SRs. And you might want to argue with me, but they won't go this length to build this tooling if there are no power users that are using OpenAI and are security researchers. So I believe that's one of the reasons they created this talk. So let's get into the ratio of why they are doing it. So because of AI agents, as AI agents improve more at reading, writing, executing code, now they want to encourage them to audit and strengthen deployed contracts. And they didn't do this alone. If you're following this on Twitter and everywhere else, they are doing this with Paradigm, the founding company behind Temple, a new L1 stablecoin blockchain. So they're doing this together. And what's the main goal? The main goal of this benchmark is to evaluate the ability of AI agents to detect, to patch, and exploit high severity vulnerabilities. Simply what SRs do. And to do this, they use 120 curated vulnerabilities from 40 audits. I think Code Arena, we'll still talk more about this, to trade models. And yeah, and they created a task environment to adapt a proof of concept exploit test. You can see. So these are the main capabilities of the model to detect, to patch, like I mentioned earlier, and to exploit. And that's basically what XRs do. So for the exploit mode, we are using GPX 5.3 codecs to run the codex CLI, and they claim they achieve a result of some 2.2% the accuracy, which we will still review everything. Trust me, we'll read what they are saying, then we'll review everything and have some fun. So the detect seeds and the path surface rate to mean full coverage. Okay. It says agent perform best in exploiting setting where the objective is explicit. This is more about the prompting side. Something like continue until funds are drained. Well, interesting. Then let's check the limitations. The build this tooling, what is the limitation they think it has currently and what are they trying to improve it? So the claim it doesn't have full difficulty of real world smart contract security. And the vulnerabilities with which it was trained were drawn from Code Arena. So it doesn't have the data of contracts that were audited at Cantina, on other Sherlock, DeFi, or other smart contract security auditing competitions. So it's imperfect. The claim is imperfect in the text mode, which check whether the agents find the same vulnerabilities identified by human auditors. So the agent is limited by the data with which it was trained. It can't find any other vulnerability apart from what was already imputed into the model training. That's the cap it can go. There are also structural limitations in the exploit setting. For example, transactions are replayed sequentially in the grading container, so behaviors that depend on precise timing mechanics are out of scope. So I love how they kind of own the limitations. Well, it's open source anyway, so it's all dope. So why this matters, they'll say we are creating this for the agentic economy and to ensure smart contract developers have access to security tooling, which is dope. But like, let's kind of this is where it gets interesting, right? Open Zeppelin guys had some fun with the OpenAI's benchmark, and this is what they have to say. So I'll set you all the details and just jump to the main store. So they claim at least 4 invalid eye severity findings they get is when they were evaluating it. So this benchmark that everyone is hyping up, OZ guys are saying that it has 4 invalid eye severity findings. More like they are kind of inflated in the severity, or they don't even matter at all. So let's dig deeper. This is the first thing. So there is reentrancy in the bond function of tempo fee AMM. And according to the report, it's according to the benchmark, it's high. But then most the guys are saying, according to their findings, it's invalid. It doesn't work. So you can read the ratio behind why they say it's invalid here. So our analysis shows this is incorrect since each reentrant cost decrements liquidity balances and total supply, and that any nested call justifies such operation. So it doesn't work. This is the second invalid finding from the OpenAI's EVM benchmark, or EVMBench rather. The cross-chain voucher replay of Tempos and strings. Still, this is invalid. Why? The contract inherits OZIF's EIP 712 implementation and set domain in constructor, making significant domain bound, including chain context. So it kind of prevents the cross-chain replay attack by design, meaning it's invalid. Cumulative amount on the flow is enclosed. This is also invalid. You can read the ratio here. Then the last one. So now here is what I feel about the whole thing. So it's good that we have AI suite for security, and everything is currently in embryo. So everything is currently in embryo now. Even as OpenAI released the EVMBench, it is still at the nascent stage. And what I mean by that is so many things are not yet maybe pointed out yet. So many things are not so clear yet, and they are kind of just winging it, as you can see. But then in reality, when you are using this to catch real exploits, it still doesn't kind of do much. And this is what the Open Zeppelin guys are saying, that it still doesn't catch criticals, mostly inflated or absolutely invalid ones. But like, this is what I believe. Even though it's still in embryo, it is pointing towards that with proper training, because this one was trained with Code Arena data. Now, you can imagine if we have many more players come to give data to train these agents, more like say Cantina and Sherlock, uh, maybe giving their data, and a couple of other smart security companies like Setora are giving data for this tooling. It will be much more efficient. this is the truth nobody wants to say, and I'll tell you. It's like AI models will keep getting better in smart contract security. And you know why I'm saying this? Recently, Harry of Cantina mentioned something that their new agent is finding critical vulnerabilities in a good number of code base of top protocols. So I still believe these models will keep getting better. It's open scary research, and we just need to give data to train it, or you can train yours with data and maybe use it to hunt. This is it's really an exciting time, and let's see what these guys are saying for. Okay, so the question isn't whether AI will transform faculty security, it will. The question is whether the data and benchmarks we use to build and evaluate these tools are held to the same standard at the contracts they are meant to protect. So for me, I've not really used the EVM bench tooling. It's over here. I've not really run it on my machine yet, but like I think they still have to do a lot more work in it. If I have some free time, I might kind of contribute to it because it's open source and that makes it more beautiful. And I think that's why all of us simply need to contribute to open source. All of us need to build these tools to make them kind of more efficient and to sharpen their delivery. We all need to do this. And this is how we can make AI to help us in our work in smart contract engineering and smart contract security. So, I mean, that's simply what I have to share with you all this today. What do you think about this EVM bench? What do you think about what Oops Zeppelin guys are saying? And where do you think the future of smart contract security is heading in the next couple of months or years? And if you haven't, I think you should subscribe to this channel and I'll see you in the next one.